Highlander dropped audiences into a world where ancient warriors hid in plain sight, fighting duels that stretched across centuries. From the fog of the Scottish Highlands to the backstreets of New York, it told a story that felt both mythic and modern. Its battles were brutal, its tone was strange, and its world lingered long after the credits rolled. What most people don't know is how unusual the making of this film really was. Behind the camera, strange choices, unexpected setbacks, and bold risks gave Highlander its distinct edge. Here are 20 wild facts about Highlander that expose the chaos, luck, and madness behind its creation. Number 1. The blind swordplay. Christopher Lambert, who played Connor MacLeod, is severely nearsighted. Since he couldn't wear contact lenses during filming, Lambert often fought nearly blind in sword duels and only relied on choreography and instinct. Despite it all, he insisted on performing many of his own stunts and even demanded that he plays the fight scenes and dangerous sequences himself. The cast and crew soon adapted to his limitation to ensure everyone's safety on set. Lambert's determination gave authenticity to his character while showing his commitment to Highlander's production despite physical challenges. Number 2. Deleted scenes lost in the fire. Highlander originally featured additional sequences that never made it to the final cut. Sadly, many were permanently lost in a fire, making restoration impossible. These included scenes like the Kurgan battling an immortal named Dol Kim, extended nightclub sequences with Connor and Castigir, and expanded character interactions. Their destruction leaves fans wondering how these moments might have deepened the narrative. The missing footage remains one of cinema's irretrievable treasures, leaving Highlander's complete original vision forever shrouded in mystery. Number 3. Russell Mulcahy's music video influence. Director Russell Mulcahy rose to fame through his dynamic music video work in the early 1980s, directing hits for artists like Duran Duran and Elton John. When he directed Highlander, his stylistic roots carried into the film's visual identity. Quick cuts, bold lighting, elaborate montages, and atmospheric transitions gave Highlander a distinctive, MTV-inspired energy. This unique blending of music video aesthetics with cinematic storytelling contributed to Highlander's cult status, setting it apart from more conventional fantasy or action films. Number 4. Queen's expanding role in the soundtrack. Queen were initially asked to write a single theme song for Highlander. After being shown 20 minutes of rough footage, however, the band was so inspired that they composed several original tracks. Songs like Princes of the Universe and Who Wants to Live Forever became iconic elements of the movie. This unexpected collaboration enriched the film's emotional depth and action sequences, making the soundtrack inseparable from Highlander's identity. It also marked one of Queen's most memorable contributions to cinema. Number 5. Brian May's sudden songwriting spark. After an early Highlander screening, guitarist Brian May was so moved by the tragic romance between Connor and Heather that he wrote Who Wants to Live Forever almost instantly. Driving home, May reportedly composed most of the song in his head, inspired by the film's themes of love and mortality. It later became one of Queen's most beloved ballads. This spontaneous creation shows how Highlander's emotional storytelling deeply influenced its collaborators and inspired music as timeless as the film itself. Number 6. Not a pure soundtrack. Although Queen's A Kind of Magic album was inspired heavily by Highlander, it was not a direct soundtrack. Several songs were reworked or expanded into full standalone tracks, while some in the album never appeared in the film. This distinction means the album was both a film tie-in and a Queen studio project. It gave fans more polished versions of Highlander's music, further cementing the unusual but perfect marriage between cinematic fantasy and rock legend. Number 7. Princes of the Universe. At one point during production, Highlander carried the working title Princes of the Universe. This title was eventually given to Queen's hard rock anthem, which also became the film's opening theme. The powerful track embodied the story's tone that mixes immortality, conflict, and larger-than-life energy. When combined with Russell Mulcahy's striking visuals, the song perfectly set the mood for the film. The shift from working title to iconic anthem is one of Highlander's most memorable production details. Number 8. A line that became a song. Roger Taylor, who was Queen's drummer, drew inspiration directly from Highlander dialogue. After hearing Connor MacLeod describe the quickening with the phrase, "a kind of magic," Taylor thought the words perfectly suited a song title. This link between script and soundtrack reflects the close relationship between the filmmakers and the band. The song went on to become a chart-topping hit and demonstrates how a simple line from the film transcended into global pop culture. Number 9. Kamen's orchestral contribution. While Queen provided the rock anthems, composer Michael Kamen was brought in to create the film's orchestral score. His sweeping compositions added emotional depth to Highlander's quieter moments and gave grandeur to dramatic scenes. Kamen worked closely with Queen to integrate his music with theirs, blending traditional orchestration and rock elements. This unusual collaboration helped Highlander stand out musically, creating a soundscape that was both intimate and epic, perfectly underscoring the centuries-spanning struggles of its immortal characters. Number 10. Fisher's striking cinematography. Highlander's cinematography was handled by Jerry Fisher, known for his ability to capture both grandeur and intimacy. Fisher used Scotland's rugged Highlands to give Connor's origin story a mythic quality, then contrasted this with gritty, neon-lit shots of 1980s New York. The stark visual differences underscored the film's theme of ancient legend colliding with modern reality. Fisher's work provided Highlander with a signature look that made the fantastical story feel grounded, immersive, and visually unforgettable for audiences. Number 11. Old-school visual effects. In an age before digital effects, Highlander relied on creative practical solutions. Sparks from swords were achieved using hidden battery packs wired to car batteries that produced real showers of sparks during duels. Transitions between time periods were done with inventive camera tricks, lighting, and editing. These old-school techniques gave Highlander a tangible, raw energy that later even CGI sometimes lacks. They also contributed to the film's unique style, helping establish its reputation as a visually daring production. Number 12. Sean Connery's six-day shoot. Sean Connery played Ramírez, one of Highlander's most beloved characters, but his time on set was brief. Connery filmed all his scenes in just 6 days due to scheduling conflicts and his high fee. The production had to carefully plan every shot to maximize efficiency. Despite this rushed schedule, Connery brought immense charisma and authority to the role, leaving a lasting impression. His performance is remembered as one of the film's highlights, proving his skill in limited screen time. Number 13. Harsh conditions in Scotland. The film's Scottish sequences were shot on location in the Highlands, creating atmospheric authenticity but posing significant challenges. The remote terrain, unpredictable weather, and heavy costumes made production grueling for cast and crew. Sword fight choreography was especially difficult on uneven ground, with mud and rain complicating movements. Despite these hardships, the stunning backdrops provided breathtaking realism to Connor's origin story. These sequences captured Scotland's raw beauty and gave Highlander its iconic sense of place, rooted in rugged landscapes. Number 14. A rooftop-turned music video set. Queen's music video for Princes of the Universe was filmed by Russell Mulcahy using the same studio rooftop set featured in Highlander. The crossover between the film's production and Queen's promotional material showcased their unique collaboration. Christopher Lambert even appeared in the video, dueling Freddie Mercury in a staged sword fight. This blending of rock spectacle and movie fantasy created an iconic video, reinforcing the inseparable link between Queen's music and Highlander's cinematic identity. Number 15. Lambert's accent and mystique. Christopher Lambert's accent became a defining part of Connor MacLeod's character. Being French-American, Lambert spoke limited English at the time and learned many of his lines phonetically. Instead of seeing this as a problem, director Russell Mulcahy embraced the ambiguity. Connor's unusual accent emphasized his long journey and mysterious background. The decision turned a potential obstacle into a strength, enhancing the character's mystique while also giving Lambert's portrayal of the immortal Highlander a memorable and unique authenticity. Number 16. US versus France. Upon its release in 1986, Highlander performed poorly in the United States, earning mixed reviews and disappointing box office numbers. Surprisingly, the story was different overseas, especially in France, where the movie developed an immediate cult following. French audiences were captivated by its blend of fantasy, swordplay, and Queen's electrifying soundtrack. The enthusiasm in France helped the movie endure, sparking its legacy as a global cult classic. This unusual split in reception shows how films resonate differently across cultures. Number 17. Differences between cuts. Audiences in the United States and abroad experienced slightly different versions of Highlander. The American theatrical cut was about 5 minutes shorter than the international version. Scenes involving character development and pacing were trimmed for American release. While some fans felt this made the story move faster, others preferred the fuller international cut. Over time, the longer version became more widely available, giving fans a chance to see the film closer to how it was originally intended. Number 18. Distribution across 2 markets. Highlander's release was a joint effort between different companies depending on location. In the United States, it was distributed by 20th Century Fox, while in the United Kingdom, Thorn EMI handled distribution. Behind the film were Thorn EMI Screen Entertainment, Davis Panzer Productions, and Highlander Productions. This mix of British and American involvement gave Highlander its hybrid identity, with financial and creative input from both sides of the Atlantic. The collaboration helped the movie reach audiences worldwide despite initial challenges. Number 19. A forgotten tie-in video game. In 1986, a tie-in video game simply titled Highlander was released for computers like the ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, and Amstrad CPC. The game allowed players to fight duels as Connor MacLeod, though it was poorly received by critics. Graphics and gameplay were criticized as repetitive, and the title quickly faded into obscurity. Despite its failure, the game remains a curious part of Highlander history and became one of the earliest examples of film-to-game adaptation attempts. Number 20. Voiceover in the bathroom. The legendary Sean Connery, who played Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramírez in Highlander, recorded the film's iconic opening narration in an unusual setting. Instead of a professional studio, Connery did the voiceover in his own bathroom. The tiles created a unique acoustic echo that director Russell Mulcahy liked so much he kept it. This quirky detail adds to the mystique of the film's opening, proving that improvised choices can create an unforgettable cinematic touch. The immortals may battle on screen, but the real magic lives in the stories behind the cameras. From strange choices to unexpected wins, Highlander behind the camera is as legendary as the fiction it portrays on screen. Subscribe and join us as we unearth more legends behind your favorite legends. That makes cinema unforgettable.